grocery prices are insane right now, so I'm trying to be more diligent about what I buy. I'm also going to cook some garbanzo beans. I'm gonna make some oatmeal bars, basically. Just, I call them granola bars in the family, but it's basically baked oatmeal bars. I think I'm gonna do a grocery haul, and that's how I'll end the video today, just to show you kind of like what we buy. The paint came off and it's in the dough. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shelby and I make videos all about motherhood. And in today's video, I wanted to share some of the things that I like to make from scratch for my family, as well as just like some food prep type of stuff. Also, today is Thursday. It's the 16th of February and tomorrow is grocery day. So today I am probably going to go through the fridge, make sure we don't have any old things. Grocery prices are insane right now, so I'm trying to be more diligent about what I buy so that my kids get protein and things like that from food that doesn't cost a ton of money. So one thing I'm going to do today that I haven't done in a long time is I'm going to make some quinoa. Since that is a complete protein food, hopefully that will help add to my kids' diet a little bit. I'm also going to cook some garbanzo beans. We like to sometimes roast these for salads or make hummus. My kids, Lucas actually likes to eat garbanzo beans whole. So I'm just gonna make a bag of them. I will probably separate half and make hummus out of that half because I can feed that to the baby and everyone in the family really likes it. So, and then another thing I'm hoping I'll have time to do today as a stay-at-home mom is I'm gonna make some oatmeal bars, basically. Just, I call them granola bars in the family, but it's basically baked oatmeal bars. They're soft, so hopefully they'll be soft enough for the baby. We'll see. So hang out with me while I make a few things for my family. And here's my son. He got a haircut.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Ha ha.
What are you doing?
Food.
Okay, so I sent Lucas up to wake Charlie up. It's no big deal. He's up there dancing. That's what that noise is. But this is 10 minutes after that timer went off. So it naturally released for 10 minutes. This is the quinoa. So I am going to release the steam. There we go. This is what it looks like. I haven't made this in a while and it looks like I put too much water. But there we go. But I gotta go get the kids. Okay guys, so it is 2:45 already. I got Charlie up and fed her some lunch and I gave them baths, put them to bed. I actually still hear some kids right now, so I'm gonna have to go check on them in a few minutes, but I did just put all of that quinoa that I made in a container, and I forgot that 1 cup of quinoa makes over 3 cups of quinoa. So we're gonna be eating quinoa for days, and like I said, it's a good thing because I have this tendency to forget about my own lunch. Like, I don't love sandwiches, and sandwiches are really easy for kids, but I don't think about myself. So anyway, the other day I made sweet potato for the kids, and I threw a baked potato, like a baking potato, in the oven. So I'm gonna have half of a baked potato with some quinoa because there is some protein in that. I'm also probably gonna put a little Greek yogurt and some cheese on it, but anyway, I'm gonna eat that in a minute after I cook these garbanzo beans. So I'm gonna rinse them in cold water, and then I'm actually gonna go downstairs and get a container of chicken broth because they're gonna taste so much better with chicken broth. That, by the way, is another thing I make from scratch. I get a rotisserie chicken and I eat the chicken off the rotisserie chicken, and then I throw the bones in my crock pot and let it cook for like 24 hours with water and some salt, and it makes the best chicken broth. So I'm gonna go get that, and I'll show you how I put it together in the Instant Pot. And then we're going to let it naturally release after. So we will not be letting all of the air out. So this will basically cook for 40 minutes once it gets hot enough to do that, since there's frozen broth in there. And then I will let it sit for at least an hour after. Okay, so this is how these turned out. These are the granola bars. I need to cut them and store them in an airtight container in the refrigerator. Again, the quinoa, and now the beans. So if you are like a longtime subscriber, you know that I've made these granola bars on the channel many times before, but I haven't made them in a while, and I forgot how good they actually are. They taste really good. They're soft. They're not chewy. It's not like made with honey and sugar, so it doesn't feel like a chewy bar. You know what I mean? So these turned out with kind of like chunks of banana in there. My bananas were overripe, but they weren't like super overripe. I also mixed them by hand. I could have put them in the mixer if I didn't want those chunks. And my husband loves these. The nuts that are on them came from a Costco snack that we bought. And Lucas actually had eaten most of it, and there was some left, and I was like, I'm just gonna throw them on there. So we're just making it for our family, so it doesn't really matter. But you can add different things. Like if you don't really like raisins, you can put chocolate chips in there. I have added chunks of apple before. You could just, like use your imagination and put whatever you want in there. And then some other ideas of things that you could do. If you are looking for things to make from scratch for your family, I like to do, when I do this kind of thing, I like to do it kind of in bulk so that I am creating meals out of big bowls of food, if that makes sense, especially with a baby doing baby-led weaning and then a toddler who eats differently. Normally I make a few things like I'm doing right now, and then I'll have like a meal planned every single night. And then for lunch, I'll make Lucas a sandwich, and then whatever on the side, whatever sides we have. Like sometimes it'll be cucumbers and tomatoes, sometimes it'll be sweet potatoes, sometimes he'll get cheddar bunnies, sometimes, it just changes based on what's in the refrigerator. But for Charlie's lunch, I do these kinds of things so that I can pair a few things together that have protein and a lot of fat in them, because those are the things that she needs at her age. So it's easy to make a plate off of just a few things in the refrigerator. And then again, for dinner, whatever I make for the family, I serve to everybody. With Charlie, I'm careful about the sodium content, which I don't really cook with a lot of salt anyway, but I'm aware of the amount of salt that she gets. But yeah, I do like to make as much as I can from scratch. It's just something that I really enjoy doing. Like, I like starting with ingredients. I've heard the topic of ingredient only households come up on TikTok, and I really was raised in one of those types of homes. When me and my older brother were really young, we didn't have a lot of snacks just at our disposal. So I'm used to kind of like creating meals based off of ingredients instead of going and just grabbing like chips or something like that. I think that may have stuck with me a little bit. So now I still kind of do the same thing. And, you know, over the years, you go through all of these kicks of like trying to eat healthier or trying to lose weight or anything like that. And right now, what is on my mind is more like what nutrients this food will give me and do I enjoy eating it. So, I mean, I totally eat the food that's not healthy too, but a lot of times I'll like make homemade cookies instead of going and buying cookies at the store. I know exactly what I'm putting in it, you know? Anyway, this is just something that I enjoy doing, and I wanted to share the things that I made from scratch with you. Speaking of cookies, I made cookie dough last night for my in-laws. They came over for dinner, and so we made like just one tray of cookies for everybody.
Mama,
so I have this much dough left,
hey,
and I'm gonna bake some now. So
hey,
these are
say hi.
oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. Here.
Want to say hi?
I'm gonna make it so you can. I'm gonna look at you.
Yeah.
Back up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. See my Batman suit? This is Batman. No, 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 no.
Hot oven. Hey guys, so it is the next day. It's almost 9 o'clock in the morning, and I left you yesterday when I was putting the chickpeas in those little containers, and I didn't make hummus yet, but I used those last night for dinner. We used them with like a salad, and then Lucas ate them with his food and all of that. This morning I wanted to show you the starter because after I made the sourdough video, my starter kind of went flat, and I had to figure out what was up with it. So anyway, what I did is I separated it into two containers so that I wasn't like gonna mess one up in case that's what happened. And I've heard sugar can help activate your starter a little bit more. So this one, I put like a teaspoon of sugar with the flour and water when I fed it. And then this one I did not. And if you can see, this one is definitely more bubbly than this one. Although this one I think is coming back around. So anyway, my point is I'm gonna use this to make some bagels, and I'm gonna mix them up right now. Probably won't get to bake them until tomorrow, which is Saturday. Anyway, today I am gonna be going to the grocery store, so I need to clean out the refrigerator, get the kids all ready to go, and all of that kind of stuff. So I think I'm gonna do a grocery haul, and that's how I'll end the video today, just to show you kind of like what we buy, what we eat, and maybe it can help you if you need ideas.
Cheerios. Cheerios.
Ooh, no sharing those Cheerios, okay? So we have a problem. The hook that mixes my dough, the paint came off, and it's in the dough. So what stinks is that I'm gonna have to throw the dough out, and I can't use this So I guess I'll be calling KitchenAid. Wah wah, as Lucas likes to say.
Wah, wah.
Anyway, making breakfast. Quinoa, eggs with cheese. Lucas, stop messing with the dishwasher, please. Also, in the meantime, I dumped out all of our leftovers that were too old to keep. And my dishwasher's full, so we're just gonna have this in the sink, which again is not something I like to do. Thought about washing it all, but I'm not going to. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run this. Then when I get back from the grocery store, I'll put that away. And I might just do a quick wash with all of these big items after that. So I will catch you guys when we get back from the grocery store if I don't take you along with us, which I don't know if I can handle that with 2 kids. Hey guys, the dishwasher's running over here, so you probably can hear that, but it is 1:48. We got home around 1. I fed the kids lunch and, you know, played with them for a little bit and then put them to bed. So I just got them in bed. Charlie is still awake, but I've been putting her down awake, so hopefully she'll go to sleep soon. Anyway, let's do this grocery haul. I went to Costco and we went inside and did the shopping, and then I picked up 2 things from Target today, and after that we went and did our Kroger pickup. So I have a lot of meat. I didn't buy very much meat because we already have some whitefish and we just have some things, so I didn't get a lot, but I did get a little bit. Let's start with Target because it was 2 items, and then I'll move to Costco so I can get those things off the counters, and then I'll show you what I got from Kroger. Okay, so Lucas is obsessed with bunny cookies. That's what we call them, bunny cookies. He gets a few of these with his cereal snack in the morning. He usually gets a little snack first thing in the morning to buy me some time before I have to make breakfast. We got Charlie a new cup from Target. These are really good transitional cups, by the way. These are great if you need to transition your baby from a bottle to a sippy cup. So that's what I got from Target, just those 2 items. Okay, so from Costco, these chips, they haven't had in so long, but I noticed they had them, and we love these chips. They've got really good ingredients as far as I know. I haven't actually done like the research, but as far as I know, they have really good ingredients. And that's a theme that you're probably gonna hear throughout this grocery haul because, like I have said in some previous videos, maybe even in this one, I am trying to be a little more picky about the ingredients that we get. I wanna make sure that I'm not buying things that have like food dyes and things like that. But I'm also not perfect, and I probably did buy some things that might have food dyes. It's one of those things that I'm not putting a ton of pressure on myself. I'm just staying aware and learning as I go. So if I come across something that I'm like, oh, I didn't know that had that, I won't buy it again. Does that make sense? So anyway, good chips. They're really yummy. And then this is the granola we got the last time. I like it because it has omega-3s in it. It's got pumpkin seeds and flax. So I'll pack this in Robert's lunch with his yogurt sometimes, and I also put it in Lucas's yogurt, and we just call it the crunchy things. I'm not going to talk you through everything I bought. Bread. I got more Costco peanut butter. I love Costco peanut butter. It's organic, for 1, and for 2, the only ingredients in here are dry roasted organic peanuts and sea salt. And then I mostly just got produce, so green beans, we like to saute these and steam them up a little bit with some salt and pepper, sometimes lemon juice and garlic. We eat so many carrots. Blueberries, and this big old pack of organic strawberries. Okay, also just to change things up a little bit, this time I picked up plums. Instead of getting apples this time I got plums. And then I picked this up. It's a balsamic glaze. I heard if you get vanilla ice cream and strawberries and drizzle some of this on top, it's supposed to be really good. And then the final thing I got from Costco, I don't usually do pouches for my kids because I do baby-led weaning. However, having the second kid, it's a lot more challenging to always do baby-led weaning the proper way because of the big mess that they always make. And having the 3-year-old who, you know, has nap times and things like that as well, for lunch, what I've been doing is giving her a meal that I can feed her myself without making a mess. So for breakfast and dinner, she feeds herself, gets food all over the place. But for lunch, I give myself a little bit of grace and I give her some kind of puree. If it's sweet potato, if it's mashed up garbanzo beans, if it's today, what I did is I took one of these pouches and I poured it over that quinoa that I made yesterday. She loved it. And I was like, it's got protein, it's got all the good things in it. So anyway, okay, so now for the Kroger haul, I'm gonna show you what I put in the freezer already because we've been home for like almost an hour. I picked up raspberry and dark chocolate ice cream for me. No, the ingredients probably are not good on that. Also, at my Kroger, this bag of like probably eight pieces of salmon was only $12.99, and it's wild caught salmon. So I have one principle when I buy seafood, and that principle is that I want wild caught. This fits that, and it's a great price. And then I picked up some frozen vegetables, green peas, mixed vegetables, and peas and carrots. It seems like such a little thing, but making a big batch of vegetables like that when you have young kids, it's just like a really easy way to get them veggies. And all you have to do is add salt and pepper. Sometimes I do cook it in chicken broth because of all those nutrients getting absorbed into those veggies. You're right next to the dishwasher. Let me move you. This is the meat that I got. I got some ground beef and some bacon. I got these both because they were on sale. My husband loves bacon. I didn't mean to buy this much butter. We meant to buy just one, but maybe I got them both for the same price. I'll have to look back on the receipt. But I got some unsalted butter, and then I've been really loving Olipop, but I'm not spending $2.50 per can and buying a bunch of them, so usually I get one every week. And then Lucas gets a little bit of chocolate milk in the mornings. That's aggravating. I'll have to cut off the good pieces and go ahead and cook them up. I asked for 2 heads of broccoli this week, and it's like 4 times the amount I got last week. Part of that cereal snack that I told you Lucas has in the morning. Wow, those are some big old bananas. And a mushy one. I kind of love it. Look, most of the time when you do a grocery pickup order, the produce turns out okay. Baked potato. I got some more oats. We do oats all the time. Some sesame oil. Because again, there's really good omega, I think it's 3s in this, right? It doesn't tell you, but sesame oil is also one of those things that's really good for you. More flour for all of my sourdough adventures. I did myself a favor and got some gum. Jeez. Gum. Here is another snack that probably has bad ingredients. It's really funny how this happens. Like, I added these beans to the order, and then I went back on and I deleted it. But now I have 2. So I must have actually hit the plus button instead of the minus. I got more garbanzo beans, and I also picked up this bean soup mix. I needed more bags, and pepperoni for homemade pizza. Jalapeno slices, because your girl is obsessed with everything pickled. And some chocolate chips. And I believe that's it. So this week we're probably going to eat things like, I have some flounder that I picked up from Costco like last week or the week before. I've been making some fish in the air fryer, and it's really, really yummy the way that I make it. Maybe I'll make it for the channel sometime because it's good. Probably a night where we do salmon. I take the salmon and I cut it up into cubes, and I cook it in a little bit of coconut aminos, and then I serve it over rice with green beans, the green beans that I bought, or broccoli, depending on what I want to make. And that's really yummy, really good for you, so I love feeding that to my kids. And then we'll have pizza, homemade sourdough pizza one night, doing a night where I make barbecue chicken, and possibly a chicken and rice. I may end up using the beef for some kind of soup or something like that. I try to give my kids a variety so that they get the nutrients that are inside beef, and the nutrients that are inside chicken, and the nutrients inside the fish. I know I could do better. I could buy better beef, I could buy better chicken and things like that, but I'm doing my best with the means that we have. You know, groceries are so expensive, and I'm not shooting for perfection. I'm shooting for just doing my best. So anyway, long story short, I hope you enjoyed today's video and seeing what I like to make in bulk for my family and just spending the past couple of days with me. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, And if you're curious about anything based on what I make in my kitchen for my family, leave a comment down below. I would love to answer those questions, and I will see you guys in the next video.